good evening, and welcome to episode. I think it's episode 35. I have no idea, but anyway, good evening. And if you're watching this live, do send a comment or type a comment there so that I know you're watching. And if you're watching this in the replay, well, uh, yeah, just type the comment as well. I will know. Okay, so today, as I've mentioned, I'm broadcasting not from my little home studio. I'm actually at the client's place, and he has been kind enough to allow me to just broadcast while I'm doing some of the work with him. And so it's going to be I don't know, depends on how long the demo is. Today we have an interesting question, and it's about the latest buzz in the internet, which is called Chat GPT. Okay, don't ask me what GPT I can't remember. But anyways, we're going to go through that quickly. So before that, just do a quick introduction. Let me switch to here. My name is Andrew, and I help businesses build deeper relationships with their prospects and clients through emails so that selling becomes natural, selling becomes seamless, selling becomes easy because you have built the know, like, and trust because you've been emailing to your audience, not spamming them, but you've been adding value to their lives, has been basically providing information to them and building that bond with them through your emails. Okay, so that's what I do. That's how I help businesses work from that. So I need to know how do I switch this. Wait, let me skip this first. Apparently, I've just turned on. I could add the navigator. Oh, there you go. All right. So, okay. So today is just me, no props, no lighting whatsoever. I'm just using whatever the natural light of the office is and the laptop and this for my mic, right? So the beauty part of the internet is you can literally broadcast from anywhere you want. You know, as long as there's power, there's internet access, you can do that, right? So if you have any questions, like what Shirley has posted, just type in the, go to this URL, ants.digital, which is basically my website, /us. Or if you have a phone, you can scan the QR code and it will still lead you to the same page. It is essentially a Google form for you to ask your questions. And I come on live every Wednesday around 9. And the idea is to spend half an hour with you to answer your questions on email marketing. Okay. So since I'm operating on a laptop, so I've got to scroll the screen because I don't have multiple screens to work with. And if you want to connect with me, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm more active there. Yeah, as opposed to Facebook. Maybe eventually when I have more bandwidth, I may want to go back to add Facebook to it. But generally speaking, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. If not, you can just follow me. Or if you want to be notified whenever I post something new, which very likely I'm going to write a piece about this as well on LinkedIn. You can just click on the bell button and you'll be notified whenever I post a new content up. Okay, let's grow this first. So today, quickly, since I'm using somebody else's space, there's a question from Shirley. 2 days, 1 day ago, today is what? Today is Wednesday. 2 days ago, I sent an email out to my subscribers, and I talk about the wonders of ChatGPT and my views about this. And Shirley asked this question: is in a recent email talk about ChatGPT, how can I use it to write my emails? So today I'm going to give you a live demo. I've not planned this. So I'm going to do as if, whatever you see is whatever I'll be seeing at the same time. So nothing planned, nothing worked on. So we're going to see how ChatGPT works on this question that I have. Okay. So let me see now. Just a quick background. ChatGPT is one of the many prototypes that they've created based on artificial intelligence or AI. And the company behind it is called OpenAI. All right. It was supposedly co-founded by Elon Musk and a bunch of other very smart people. And I think he had exited the company, halfway through for whatever reasons, probably conflict of interest with SpaceX and Tesla. Anyway, so ChatGPT is the latest prototype utilizing the power of artificial intelligence. It was launched, it was open for public registration or so-called public use on November 30th. And apparently since then, more than 1 million plus people have signed up and are using it. And you probably, if you're on social, you've probably seen people talking about it on Twitter, on Facebook, and probably on LinkedIn. Okay. So what they call ChatGPT is a language model. It's designed as a, generally for AI stuff, you need a lot of programming. You need to, type a lot of codes to get it working, right? So what they've done is they so-called make it usable for mainstream, and it's designed such a way that you can interact with the system using your typical or normal chat-based kind of scenario, right? So you ask a question and then you can, it's as if you are talking to Siri or as if you are talking to Alexa. But in this case, you're typing this in. I won't be surprised if eventually they will expand it to audio, but for now it's text. So let me see, what else can I show you? Let me go to that page itself, all right? So for you, at the moment, it's free to use because they're just gathering user case and to understand more how people use it so that, AI is self-learning. I'm not an engineer, so if you ask me for a definition, it is essentially a big ask database and a very powerful one that can crunch all this data and churn out the questions or answers to your questions, or output the answers to your questions that you have on almost everything. All right. Now, obviously, in this case, it is not accurate, may not be, and OpenAI has also openly mentioned this. The idea is for you to just get some ideas or basically get some guides as if you're doing a Google search. So the biggest threat, as far as I'm concerned, for OpenAI or ChatGPT is to search, because instead of just typing to Google search, you may eventually come to this, use this app or so-called features or app to ask questions, and you get research answers and all those things. All right. So once the website is called, you can go to OpenAI. All right, and if you click on try ChatGPT, and this is the URL. Is chat. I'm going to put it on the comment section. Hopefully, you can just see that. Let me see if I'm going to put it here. Hopefully, you can see it on the comment section. I don't know which one you'll be receiving, but anyways, so the URL is, like I say, I'm working on one screen, so bear with me. Chat.openai.com, and you just need to sign up. And if you have already signed up, you just log in. So generally, what they ask for you is to create an account. Simple as that. Okay. And when you sign up and if you're registered, and this is what you're going to see. Let me go to here. All right. So this is the main interface. Wait, where is this? This is the main interface. And like I say, there are examples. The idea is this is where you key in your questions and you can interact with it. And these are general questions. So you use layman language, right? You don't have to use any programming language. And supposedly it can also write codes. Like I said, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a coder, so I probably won't know how to do it. So any one of you out there who are avid coders, you may want to give it a try. And the capabilities, it remembers what the user said in earlier conversation, so you carry on the conversation with the AI system and allow you to actually follow up with corrections, and refine your questions as you go along. Okay. Now here are the limitations, and you need to be aware of this. It may occasionally generate incorrect information, so don't take it as gospel. Don't take it as the truth. May occasionally produce harmful instructions or biased content because it's literally mining the internet, as far as I know. And there's also limited knowledge of world events after 2021. So there's a time limit of how far they can actually go to collate this information. Okay. So when you log into here, so this is what you see. Okay. And let's start the demo. All right. Let me see whether there's any comments. Hey, there we go. Hi, Kevin. Glad you can join us. So let's try something. You may want to, it'll be fun for you. Have you tried this before, Kevin? Yeah, I'm going to let Kevin to respond. Take some time. Okay, while doing that, I'm going to go back to the demo. So where was it? Oopsie, is here. Okay, so let's do a quick demo. So let's say now, and I mentioned actually ask how can you use it for write emails, right? So let's come up with a topic. Okay, um, let's try. Tell me the. I'm doing this live, so I have no idea how it's going to respond. Of so you can see it's not so that it's not simulated or whatever it is. Okay, content marketing to grow sales. Okay, so this is first question I'm going to ask ChatGPT, and this is how it's going to work. Right, it's going to work in the background, generate the information. The bandwidth may have an issue, so there you go. So this is the output from ChatGPT. I'm afraid I've probably written something that's going to require very long to respond, very long to write. Just bear with me. Right? So this is the output from ChatGPT. So let's make it simple. So now I say, so I say I'm chatting with somebody, right? So you use natural language. Pretty cool, isn't it? Okay, so let's shorten this. All right. So now it's shortened, so it's a lot more, 3 things: increase traffic to your website, improve search engine ranking, enhance brand awareness and credibility, so you know that it's probably getting the information from the net. So now I want to get it to write an email. Okay, let's try this. Oops, where is it? So it comes up with a subject line as well. So if you want to write an email, okay, right. So here, let me see what did they write. So this is a long email, right? And then let's say, I want to make it simpler. I want to. Okay, let's try this. See whether it works or not. While we're waiting for AI to generate, let me see some response from Kevin. So Kevin says, ChatGPT can be repetitive when I ask similar questions. Obviously, there are limitations to it. And then I've posted 2 posts about digital marketing on my page. I did put in a disclaimer saying written by AI, the audience don't mind. Audience don't care. Audience wants the information, how it's generated, and in what form did you use. You see, that's why in a lot of things, as in marketing, is people don't really care about you, right? It sounds harsh, but the fact is they care what is in it for them. So if you can help them, then you can be of value. If not, then you're just one of the guy or one of the girl who is active on social media, and that's about it. Okay. That's the reality of life. So as a content creator, for this make me wanting to think less and let AI do all the thinking. But again, whatever answers I get is not, okay, it's truncated. So whatever answers I get from AI is not something we can't get from Google. Absolutely. Okay. So that's the next part of the discussion that I want to talk about. Yes, by using this, you're getting more reliant on this because literally you don't have to construct sentences and do your research. You just key in your questions and you get this, right? So let's see now. Oh, there's a network error. Okay. So it happens. Let's see whether it runs this or not. Let it run again. Okay, so while it's running. So yes, Kevin, you're right. It makes people dependent. So there's a thing I would want to summarize on ChatGPT. Is it still running? I want you to consider this as a tool, just a tool, nothing else. And there's always, there's this concern about AI is going to take over the writer's role and can take away some jobs and all those things. The key thing is this: each of your brand is unique. You are unique. So AI will not be able to. Let me see what I've written. Okay. Right. So then you can get, okay. To make email, right? So you can instruct ChatGPT to do this, and let's see what do they generate. So as I was saying, it is a great tool for me, if I look at it, it is a useful tool if you're stuck in writing, you've got this so-called writer's block, and you can just post, type in a few questions in it, and it generates some ideas. It may just trigger also called prompts for you to write, right? But you shouldn't, and I would advocate that, because you're unique, right? Because your tone of voice, your tone of writing, your style of writing is unique. You shouldn't just be lazy and copy and paste the content and basically use it up. You can, if you want to, like Kevin mentioned, maybe some of your audience will not mind. But the question is, what's your role, right? What's your expertise? How are you going to show your expertise? How are you going to interpret what you see now, and translate and so-called layer it with your own experience and your own expertise? So let's see what have. The screen is too small, so I can say I'm going to go look at this. So there you go, right? So now we started with, starting what are the benefits of content marketing to grow sales, and the output from ChatGPT. There's a lot of them. Then we narrow down and says, okay, can you list me top 3 most important benefits? And there you go, right? And from there, we can also ask it to turn it into an email. So it's written down in an email format, right? And we tested it and said, can you make it more conversational, right? So it's written in a bit more conversational method. It's a bit more simpler. And then we can even ask it to add emojis and all those things. Okay, so this is just one small aspect of the, the potential or the power of ChatGPT. So, and you can see it is almost complete. So, but what I want to emphasize here is, don't just copy whatever is available. You see, With 1 million plus people, like Kevin said, it's repetitive whenever you ask the same questions. So with 1 million plus, I won't be surprised if by end of this week or end of this month, it'll be probably more than that. Users around the world using the same thing, asking probably the same question, right? You know, a lot of people will, if you're writing a blog, you're talking about content marketing, generally you ask the same question. A segment of the audience will be using the same thing, information, like what's generated, and then post it up. So where's the uniqueness, right? How are you going to differentiate yourself? So the only way is to argue or basically write it in your own understanding, in your own way. That's how you stand out. Okay, so you can use this, like I said, as a tool to give you ideas, to give you prompts, but don't take it verbatim and then use this and write it in your own language. Right? I'm repeating myself, but I think it's very important not to be seduced by. It is powerful, right? As you know, as shown, as demonstrated from the simple demo here, it is powerful. It can do many cool stuff, even supposedly even writing codes. But you are you. Take this information as a guide, and from there, convert it into a content that is truly yours. Okay, so that's how you can use ChatGPT. Okay, any questions, Kevin? You okay? Yeah, you know, do share your experience of, you know, I would encourage you to give it a try. It's kind of fun, uh, and it may just give you some new ideas. You know, who knows, right? So it's a nice tool to have. It's a cool tool. It's a great conversation starter. You're going to show people, you know, show off about the power of AI. This is what you have. I think OpenAI has also one for image. I think it's called DALL-E, DALL.E, right? Similar in chat, where you basically get the AI to turn out an image based on the description that you want about you know, the image to look like, and then it generates from that. There's always this gray line between where do they get the source and about, you know, copyrights and about originality and all those stuff. Similarly, like what we see in text, in chat, that we don't know the source, right? We don't know where they source it from. So that's why I advocate and I encourage you to take the key principles or ideas and then do it on your own, write it in your own way. Okay, it will help to speed up the process, obviously, right? As opposed to you know, starting from a blank piece of paper. Yes, Kevin, you're absolutely right. Use it like a calculator. It's just a tool, all right? But you need to write, or you need to come up. Human beings throughout the civilization, even you look at what has happened in AI, for example, it is made possible because of your creativity, all right? The creativity of human beings. And it'd be very sad to see that you lose that because of reliance you have on machines, right? So don't lose that, all right? Our ability to solve problems, our ability to come up with solutions, creative solutions to solve problems, is the one that move mankind ahead, right? So don't let, you know, a tool that is created by mankind to actually numb you to the point that you can't think, or you refuse to think, or you just want to be lazy and not think about it. That's where we would eventually regress, right? So yes, Kevin, use it as a calculator. Don't be overly dependent on it, but have fun nevertheless. At least you know that, you know, anybody asks you about it, if you're a writer or whatever it is, you know about the existence. As far as I'm concerned, it's no threat. It is actually a useful tool to a certain extent. But actually, most of my emails, I've never used this. I would just think of an idea. I'll do my research on Google, like Kevin suggested. I get some, you know, to verify some information, and then I write it in my own language and my own tone, right? So because I am me, and likewise, you are you, and you have a different way of expressing yourself, but you should be, you know, representative of what you do and who you are. Okay. So with that, let me see. I hope I've given you a quick rundown, an idea of what the power and the amazing stuff called ChatGPT. And just the last one, quick one. Like I say, my role or my specialty is to help businesses build deeper relationship with customers and also prospects. But I also realized that, and you will know that email is just one small component or one component of the entire marketing mix, right? And that's why I've used the experience I've gained over the years to actually put it into a simple package whereby when you have a campaign to launch, right, you would very likely need to generate traffic, and it's either organic or paid. In most cases, you have a campaign, you'll probably be using paid because it takes a shorter period of time to generate that, right? Then you need, in order to run ads, you need the creative and also the copy to come with it. Okay. Then once you do that, then where would the ad go? The ad obviously have to land on the landing page. And similarly, you need to content. You need a very convincing way of writing your content to get people to take action, either to buy something or register for a webinar, or whatever it is. Okay. But not everyone who lands on your so-called landing page from ads or whatever it is going to take action. So that's where, or it's going to buy something from you, right? That's where email then comes in as a follow-up mechanism. So now you basically have a 360 degrees approach to actually so-called corner the prospects and to be able to influence them to the point, or give them enough confidence that you can deliver what you do, and then for them to become your customers. That's what I call a one campaign challenge, a 1 month challenge where I work with you. I'll write all this content and all these emails for you, and also your ads, and also help you run the ads if you want to, right? If you have nobody to run it, help you run the ads. 1 month to get your campaign up and running, 1 month to see the results. And from then on, you can decide whether you want to scale your campaign or you want to replace it, or basically get an idea of how your audience will react to your product or services. Okay. So if you're interested, go to this website called onechallenge.antsdigital.com. This is another site of mine. There's nothing to buy yet. You need to sign on, basically book a call with me, and I will then have a chat with you to understand what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and whether I can actually help you or not, right? Because there's no magic bullet, right? Certain products will work well with this, certain products or services may not, and maybe you're ready or maybe you're not ready. It all depends on our conversation. So we're going to have a nice conversation, and we'll see whether we can move forward, right? So with that, wow, okay, we are on time. How much time we have? Now is 9:41, half an hour, right? So let me see this. So that's that. Broadcasting from a client's office. I made a promise to you. I will go on live every Wednesday. I will, wherever, if it's possible. And that's what I'm doing today. And I hope you get an idea. Do try out ChatGPT while it's still free. Eventually, I think they will want to monetize it or maybe come in multiple forms. I don't know. Okay. But just make sure, just a reminder, you are unique, you are special, you have your different experiences. That's what makes all of us different from each other. Use those experiences to help other people. Use ChatGPT as a tool, right? And don't be overly reliant on it. And help make your work a lot more easier. All right. So with that, Kevin, thank you so much for joining, and any one of you who have I cannot see you on the chat, and if you're on the other platforms, thank you so much. And I'll read your comments later. Continue to post it up if you want to, and ask the questions. Oh yeah, before I forget, ask the question with, let me see. Oh, I could use this. Where am I? So you have any questions on email marketing? All right. Type ants.digital/us, post in your questions, and I'll answer them in the following week, which is next Wednesday. And with that, thank you so much. Good night. Have next Wednesday. Cheers.